Let me tell you a few life lessons as a transformational coach who is transformed. One, emotions are good indicators but bad navigators, meaning when you feel emotions rile up in you, right? They're telling you something. So they're telling you might need to shift, you may need to rethink that, you need to step back, maybe you need to pray about it before you act on it, something. But they are bad navigators because just because you feel that emotion doesn't mean you do the first thing that pops into your mind, because most of the time it's fear based and it will scatter everything even further. Okay, so they're good indicators, bad navigators. Two, yes, we know to trust God, but we don't really know to trust God. And I'm going to explain that. Those of you who know. We tell God to step into situations and then start making plans on how to fix those situations. When in actuality, we were supposed to step into a place of prayer, walk in a place of faith, and if we are worried, right, tarry in a place of prayer. Through prayer and supplication, make your requests known, and the peace that surpasses all thanksgiving, all surpasses all understanding will be upon you. So you tarry in the place of prayer. You enter a place of gratitude, and then you wait for God's next direction. And understand that when God is silent, don't move because he's working on it. Imagine if Daniel stopped his fast at day 16 instead of 21 when his promise was already on the way from the moment that he prayed. But the reason why he had to continue to tarry in prayer is because there was opposition with the prince of Persia, and there was angelic assistance that he was praying for there to be a release from. So sometimes there might be a stronghold, there might be something in the spirit, and God needs that consistency in you tarrying in a place of prayer constantly, for there to be a breakthrough on your behalf. And faith does that or keeps you there. Three, we don't like routines, but routines are needed even for people who are free spirited and like to live anyhow. Trust me, if you don't plan, you fail. We all know this in terms of weight loss, right? If you don't plan your meals, if you don't meal prep, if you don't plan your workouts, if you don't get yourself set up and ready to go and know what you're doing, you are probably not going to succeed on that journey. Well, that goes for other things in life. If you go into work and there was not a schedule for you, how do you think you're going to execute it? If you go to college and you go to a conference, or you go to learn any trade or anything, and there's no syllabus and there's no outline and there's no course outline, what you going to do? If you pick up a book and there's no table of contents, how you going to know where you're supposed to go? Look, you have to have some sort of structure whatsoever to get through what you are trying to do. And the best way to structure yourself is to work backwards. What is your end result? And now, how do I reach it? Do you get what I'm saying? So plan what is your end result, and then start putting yourself forward as to how you will achieve it, right? Fourth, you need people who are opposite of you but complement you and respect your differences. I have amazing friends. I have amazing sisters. And I always say vulnerability is my superpower. But as I was talking with my sister, I think vulnerability is a skill that needs to be learned, because you can't be vulnerable with everybody all the time with everything. That's just being open and willy-nilly. Like, there still has to be secrets. Even God says, meet me in the secret place and I will reward you out loud. There are some prayers that you pray that you don't need to tell anybody that you prayed them. That's between you and God. There are some things that happen to you that you don't need to reveal. Yes, we are overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. But testimony, you are testifying after it has already reached a point. There are some things that you just don't have to explain, or there are some parts of your life that you can explain what happened, the essence, not necessarily the in-depth, because nobody needs to take you back there. Not saying that you'll be ashamed or things like that, but if you do need to use it, right, you would have gotten to a certain point or reached a certain level in your life, and God would have nudged you to say it, for a certain purpose or a certain person, right? But you do need to learn how to be open. And openness is sharing that there's an issue, it's not working, you don't like it. No, as a complete sentence because you're trying to protect your peace or you just don't feel like it. And right now is just not the best time. Not because you want to be wicked, not because you want to be rude, but you just don't have the capacity. Okay. And that's okay. But we do need to learn how to be open and speak to people because sometimes we think that we're the only ones going through things or we're the only ones dealing with things and we can never change and it will never get better. And we are not the only people dealing with those things. And there are other people who have overcome. And those that you see who are doing so much better that you think, like we Nigerians say, that person does not have two heads. Meaning if they achieved it, you can achieve it as well. Well, same thing. If you think that this person is overcoming and they just happen to be academically sound and things like that. And yes, there are some of us who have chemical imbalances. There are some of us who are just naturally very intelligent. There are some of us with photogenic memories. We all have different gifts and different facets. But to say that none of us feel like procrastinating, and like my sister was saying, she was like, you need to know your lazy points. Like you need to know when you can be lazy, when you cannot be lazy. You need to know things that you may not, it's not that you're not good at them, you just don't like doing them. Period, point blank. So you will start to procrastinate because you're trying to avoid doing it. Procrastination is normal. And I think that's the biggest thing is I try to tell people because I feel like a lot of times we throw labels, like the video that I had up that said the labels are enabling you. It's because we put labels on things thinking that they're bigger than they are, not knowing that this is the same thing that happens to other people. It's like in I think it's in Corinthians where he says no temptation has overtaken you that's not the same, that has not overtaken your fellow man or something like that. I may not be saying it right. If I know, I'll put it in here. But that's the true testament. You don't go through something and think that somebody else doesn't go through it. Like, this is also why the Bible is so alive and so well today, because human behavior is human behavior. God created humans. He knows how we behave. He knows how we interact. He knows how we reason. He knows how we think. And he's trying to, and that's why it's so powerful to be in community. It's so like, as much as Jesus went off by himself with other people and went off by himself to be with God, he still had his boys. Okay, he had to have his disciples. You cannot live life alone. Like, and all these things, like, God uses people to bless you. So I don't care how introverted you are, I don't care how extroverted you are, you need people who are opposite to pull you out. Okay, if you're an introvert, you need extroverted people to pull you out. If you are extroverted, you need people to pull you out. If you are ambivert, if you are more on the extroverted side, you still need good introverts, okay? And if you are more on the introverted side, you need some good extroverts to pull you out, okay? And to pick you up the phone and call you. I love all of you who do that for me. I'm the worst. And they still love me and still reach out and connect. But, you know, we just need to understand that, like, we all have things that we're overcoming. It's not, we don't have to amplify it. We don't have to amplify it. And lastly, okay, God told us in Psalms, I believe Psalms 27, to those he loves, he gives rest. You cannot be to your best ability if you are not resting. When you need to tarry in the place of prayer, trust me, you will have the energy to do so. When you need to fast and do prayers at 3 a.m. and in the middle of the night, you will know to do so. But you do need to know when to rest your mind and rest your body. Because even when you are praying and you are fasting and consecrating yourself before God, you need to rest so that your body is not doing you a disservice, right? You need to rest in the world. You need to rest in God's presence. So, as you can see, I'm getting ready to go and rest because my eyes are going down. I just want to make this video real quick for you guys. So I hope this blessed you. Stay wonderful, stay positive, stay beautiful, stay blessed, and know you are loved. Check the link in my bio to follow me on other social media platforms. Bye.